I'm a bit confused about how the way the leveling is balanced in this game, because we're level 7 and we're beating up these level 12 guys without any issue. And we haven't boosted our XP in any crazy way yet. But these are 16 even. Well then. Try this. Oh, quick! Take a nice combat break. I didn't kill him. Okay, teleport. These guys have a lot of stun resist, but not enough. Hey, I got a gun too. Wanna see mine? That does nothing. What? Oh, that's really bad. Turns out, a big cudgel, way better than a gun. Well, I guess we'll keep it for now, but I don't really see the point. No, the barrels. Full. I'm assuming there's no loot in any of this. Just one is Zelda. Also runs a lot better in this area than around the church. Seemed pretty bad. I guess that's because of all the NPCs. Is the Grey Bar armor stun resist? Yes, it is their, you have to destroy that first before you can stun them. And with the... Hi. Okay, we're doing 130... I want to say that's normal damage. Yeah. Does it say how much stun this does? 15 stun damage. And 130 normal. Now, our claws do 220. Why did it do so much less? It did 159 against him. Guess he had a resistance. Win stake. Confirm vampire activity there. First we have the proof of the presence of a female leech inside the hospital. The beast is clever. She acts like a mental patient to hide her true unholy condition. It's true! I personally sneaked inside the hospital and heard the creature whining about her need for blood since her body is decaying. But it gets worse. It gets worst. The administrator of the Pembroke Hospital is Dr. Swansea, according to our team leader, Amanda Tilton, who died yesterday in a fight against Skull by the Canal. He may be a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. If that's true, then there may be something big going on at the Pembroke. Maybe even a nest of vampires. I guess she is a vampire after all. It's so clever. She's pretending to be crazy. Even we didn't spot it. Very smart. So this is a better one, I guess. Yeah, 5 more. Also takes more stamina though. Does it reduce damage? Does what reduce damage? The stun is only opening them up for bite attacks. As far as I can tell. And it seems like two-handed weapons do both on attacks. Like this sword doesn't. The bludgeon doesn't either, I guess. Might not state it. Did the scythe not do this? Try out the scythe. Worse, but... Shotgun shells. We don't have a shotgun. I do want to try a shotgun. Ellison. The weird knocking sound over here. That's just the music. Okay, we need to find some enemies. Can we go up here? Yes. Ah, the new hideout. Okay, we didn't use any of this. I don't want to rest yet. We have shotgun shells now, but we don't have a shotgun, right? No. Unless this counts as a shotgun. Doesn't say. Does the gray bar also reduce damage? When you were shooting one of those guys earlier, I was wondering if that was blocking damage or did the gun have low damage? That is a good question, actually. Because that might be why I did nothing. Do I have the gun equipped? Yeah, okay, we'll try. Do some science, if we can find some enemies. It's a bit weird because so far I've been... Every time you break the armor, I immediately do a bite to get some blood, but I guess if that's also damage reduction, you might have a window of doing a lot of pistol damage. That could make sense. Are we just walking in circles now? Have I been here? Yeah. Yes, we are. Okay, there's some enemies. These are lower level. Don't know how that works. Hey. Good start. Okay, this does not do any stun damage. Scythe, right. That explains why I find this barbed cudgel so much better. Throw them up here. Trying to parry. Still don't know how to switch targets. It's not moving the mouses does not work for me. That's what they're trying to. I feel like that's what they told me in the tutorial, but I'm waving it around like a madman. It does nothing. Mouse buttons don't work either. And I'm fairly certain you cannot set it anywhere. Do I have to hold something maybe? No, that just attacks. I don't know. Oh, they're fighting each other. Nice. Okay, well you're busy. Let's see. Doesn't look like it. Right on this guy. A normal shot does 21. Oh, that was a parry. And now it does 21, so no. It's only for biting, it seems. He's trying to parry me. Can't parry the claw. Yeah, if I hit the lock-on button again, it just removes the lock. And the camera kind of freaks out. But it is the only way for me to switch targets right now. Like if I lock on, this is what happens. When I lock off, it automatically moves the camera, which is rather annoying. So that cannot be the intended way of doing this. It's basically a retreat. Can I break this? Nope. So that might just be an issue with mouse and keyboard currently. I do find some of, like, it's fine in general. Might have to try the controller at one point. It's just that I'm so much more used to keyboard and mouse. Hang on. Snack break. See, right now trying to swap is not a thing. Good thing the two-handed weapon does AoE. This is Roger the Wall. This is a special guy. Oh, he's tough, alright. See, now I'd like to swap and feast on this guy. Guess I just have to mess around like this. It works, I mean, it's easy enough combat, but I feel like that is something they do need to fix. The camera in general is kind of wonky with the mouse. Like trying to... Look how fast it suddenly goes when I gently try and move it around. And I'm on default mouse setting sensitivity right now. I think if I lower it, it's just gonna be worse. Maybe. Try a bit lower. Maybe that helps.
It's locked, all right.
Just break it. How hard can it be?
It's locked. Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Large box of pills. A good thing to keep lying around in baskets. Woven chests.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert! Stop it!
Doesn't seem like I can intervene in those scenarios. It slows you down. Did you actually shoot him? He's fine.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
You're being manipulated by these criminals. What's worse is that you're clever enough to know better.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else.
Can I take over this gang?
Future here.
I want to take over this gang.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
How do I give this to him?
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
Medication and drugs are a rare commodity in East London. So you picked an easy target, didn't you?
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Can I not give him...
Do you need assistance?
Oh,
Please.
right.
Feeling tired these days.
Gotta press the other button. Here you
There
go.
you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Gonna be nicer now?
What happened?
Hey!
Medication.
Sod off.
It's true.
I said...
I guess not.
Goodbye, young man.
Me, I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley ring...
What if I mesmerize
I'm
him?
not your...
Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
I don't... Just wanna... just wanna talk. Okay, release him. Yeah, that's only for, blood transfusions. Evidently. Hey, buddy.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Treatment for migraine. Don't have that.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy he just failed me last nerve.
Yeah, I guess mesmerizing is not mind control so far as in ordering them to do whatever you want. You just mesmerize them and make them weak.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
Yes. Sounds like shell shock. I've seen a few cases like yours. This is nothing you should be ashamed of, Benjamin. And it's perfectly natural in your situation.
Not ashamed. I just need my pills. Peace and quiet, that's all.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad...
Me?
Which this is, Whitechapel. What happens once this goes worse? I wonder.
I'll not stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Sure you are.
You look ill, Miss Swanborough.
I'm perfectly fine, thanks to...
Tell me,
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Yeah, we found him.
Tell me,
The region itself is...
what do you think?
Most of them are afraid or desperate.
I'd like to see what kind...
The item can be recycled into components. Right. Each one is 18. Sure.
Goody.
Do you know no
I don't like to talk.
competition?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Do you like the game? Yeah, so far it's fun. Certainly. So far it seems like a capable RPG. We're about, I wanna say 5.5 hours in now?
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr.
No, we're not
Doctor.
5.5 hours in. That was including the,
To enter
The
that
Q
house,
simulator.
I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
this is probably 3.5 hours.
Excuse me, sir.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane?
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrant.
Right, useful.
Goodbye. Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our
Smart,
house. you see.
good choice.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then. Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way.
Even
Thank
my
you, Harry.
dreams are soaked with gloom.
You know you just let a vampire in your home? Don't worry. I'm a nice guy. Okay, Harry.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy?
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
That doesn't help anything.
Forgive my bluntness, young man.
Why should I?
This place is awful, I agree. But does that not mean your situation can only improve?
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Smart boy. Can you choose to be an evil asshole in this game? To some degree. I think you can kill off most people. For instance, I could do this. And we could have a nice little lunch break with this boy here. Which I imagine isn't a kind thing to do. I'm not gonna do it now. He was kind enough to let me into his house. And I'm sure there's more stuff to see. But you could essentially, as far as I can tell, you can kill off almost everyone.
It's locked.
Job refusal letter. Professional vampire hunters. If you suspect someone to be a vampire, don't try to kill it yourself, you have no chance. Instead, contact me and try to inform a professional vampire killer. The Guard of Priwen. Can we use this? As for the impact regarding the main story, I can't really tell yet how... Like, we haven't really had any choices, I think.
You again?
Main story-wise.
What do you want this time?
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe?
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. And people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak. And there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Wet boot boy for life.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else. Whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me.
Do you have any...
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my...
Okay, let's
Goodbye, Mr.
progress to the main story. This is all like city management. Investigate his action. In this area? Yeah. You open this. That's a note. This is the guy that wouldn't let me in, right?
No one's there.
Yeah. Wait, hang on. Can't enter house empty?
There's nobody here.
So we can go into our hideouts without being invited. But we cannot go into this empty home. Vampires are very specific about what they can and can't
It's
enter,
locked,
I gotta
all
say.
right.
Now how do we get up there? This is not the right way. Hey buddy. Oh. Low level. So these are all much lower level again. Seems a bit strange. Maybe the door is locked. It's possible. Maybe vampires are just very finicky. Alright, man. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. Don't dream of scary vampires. Get rid of that
It's locked.
stupid hat. Ugh. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Why not just teleport up here somewhere? I zoom in. So there's two ways. Maybe you can enter abandoned houses, but not the ones where someone lives but is not home at the moment. How do you... So you instinctively know the difference. It's quite the vampire sense.
It's locked, all right.
But that is possible. How do we get in here? Both of these are locked, right? Yeah. Something there. Oh, there we go. I just had to stand in the right place. Shock horror.
Strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
Well, thank you for the information.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Poet or journalist? I want to talk to the poet.
Cheap price
Clayton. Clayton's the journalist, right? We're gonna talk to the poet. Player choice. I don't know if it matters, but let's pretend it's player choice. Oh, small flower bouquet. That Camellia? Yeah. Okay, we'll talk to her later. So much citizen dialogue. You look at the posters? I've been looking at most of them, I think. But there's a lot of the same ones.
I cannot.
But yeah, you can interact with them. That's what you're wondering. I think all of them? No, these will not work. Oh, lovely neighborhood. See, the poet was the right choice. Is this even the way to the... Okay, we're in a different area. Gonna beat this guy up though. Only dreams now. Ooh. Fire. And this weapon's so strong. Aluminium powder. Is that a wizard?
Please. Right now, sir.
Reverend Kane.
Please, sir. Back.
Are you a wizard?
Back.
Sort of. Oh. Oh, that actually hurts a lot. Oh, you.
Stay back, beast.
Fine. Wizard's one weakness. Bullets. Oh. Okay, that hurts a lot. What? He is level 16, I guess. Oof.
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
Yeah, it turns out a crucifix is no match for a loaded magnum. And a cudgel. Mostly the cudgel. Can we get a staff? It's priestly rods. Those are going to be incredibly annoying if there's multiple in a team fight. Now, how do we get in here? Through the chapel, maybe? That seems like the right place to go as a vampire. Do I have to go all the way around? Suppose so. Wrong way. I feel like this vampire could certainly have a bit more liberal use of the teleport though. All I'm saying is, if I was a vampire and I could teleport around, I would be using it a lot more than this guy can. And I suppose technically you have no proof that I'm not a vampire. Okay, there we go. Find that poet. Sure hope that's not him. Area window is so weird. Okay, okay. Let's not die here. I don't think you can parry this at all. Keep trying to try it. Come on, hit me. There we go. It's a very tight window, I guess. Yeah, that's too fast. Aside from targeting issue, how do you like the keyboard controls? It seems fine. It's only the camera that really bothers me. Like, even the targeting, if it wouldn't automatically move you around the moment you lose targeting, it would have been fine, I think. But yeah, besides the targeting issue, I haven't really noticed this. From the keyboard side, it all seems fine. Like, I don't feel the need to actually switch to the controller. Like, I prefer not to, because I imagine UI management tends to be quicker with keyboard and mouse. That tends to be the case anyway. And combat seems fine with this setup.
Morbidity can breathe its own beauty and grace.
Alright, chat.
Whitechapel is not just disease.
Look how glorious he is. Hope you're ready for some poetry. Because I sure am.
Sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes
cannot
Really?
see.
Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir.
Yeah, we know this.
Did you know the Mute Florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
What's his medical scenario? He has a lot of XP. Poetry, man. Gives you a lot of XP, turns out.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it?
Grimdark.
Stirring and challenging.
That works too. Orbit.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
I don't know if I like his utter pretentiousness, or if I hate it. Bit of both, I think.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
His mouth is also really, really scary.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel.
Here we go.
Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
A cemetery. Boldly into a cemetery.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
I don't know if that qualifies. I guess we have to talk to both. Or did this work? Yeah. See what this poster says. Influenza. Have we actually seen any evidence of influenza?
Malevolence and trickery. You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine.
Forgive my
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
I have heard enough.
Alright, you bore me. Find Clayton? Was this guy Clayton, maybe?
Soon the time will come.
You Clayton?
Be judged for your sins.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town?
You look like a
Name's
journalist.
Clayton Darby.
There we go.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice? A man named...
He didn't even
Darius?
smile at
I
that.
don't know much about the man. He's very cautious.
That poker
Never goes
face.
out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him. but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relative?
No, except for that strange man.
Where can I find this?
He spends most
Yeah,
of
we
it.
already talked to him.
Do you need a
That would be nice of you, Doctor.
Does he have? Teague. Sure.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir. I don't...
Okay.
Goodbye, man.
Find the letter. Right. That makes sense. We have so much XP banked. My dearest, most beloved children, I'm so sorry you have not heard from me for a few months. The situation in London has been difficult. I know it may sound selfish and silly when you, my children, are still living in a country consumed by war. There is also a war going on here in England. A war against poverty and injustice. This is a war I intend to fight despite my advanced years. This is why I'm writing to you today. I won't be coming back to Romania. That probably means I won't see you again before I die. Don't be sad, my darlings. You are grown up now, and you have children of your own. You know the sacrifice we must sometimes make the world a better place. This is one I must make now, to feel useful one more time. I wish you a long and happy life. Kiss my grandchildren for me, and remember that your father loves you all the way from this cold, damp country.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
What a nice letter.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on. Welcome, sir. Please.
I am Doctor.
Doctor? Interesting.
Right then.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Mesmerize level 2 required?
Goodbye.
Do I even have that? Well, I don't, but I didn't even see that, I think, when we leveled up. Well, there you go. Mesmerize does have some dialogue implications.
Mr. Petrescu.
You again.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
Or man to vampire, as the case might be.
Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Mr. Doctor. Quite the strange name. Antique figure of the Vraikolakis? Sure. Lovely. Let's loot the place. Seems like the kindest thing to do. That's a vampire, huh? Why can I not open this letter? Okay, never mind. Vampire time.
I need help.
Hang on. I need to loot first.
He's going into convulsions, Doctor.
Yeah. But RPG protocol demands.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
Oh, here we go.
What can I do, Doctor?
Oh,
I need to
okay.
perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Maybe we should have asked for anesthetic first.
He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see.
Yes. This is where the surgeon and vampire part. Could have guessed. Let me finish alone. Well, I feel like this way he definitely won't survive.
I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
One tasty snack, perhaps?
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along?
Is that the wrong answer? Whoops.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous
Don't worry, he'll
reports
be
of
back.
mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
Yeah, I don't know if the second option would have actually done anything. Like, they're pretty low on chemicals. I imagine if I would have asked for epinephrine, she would have just replied with, "We don't have that," or something along those lines. So I think either way, it was going to die. But maybe someone who actually ends up doing that option instead can tell me.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
She's kind of rude. How far into the game are you? We're about 4 hours, I think, into the game.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
No. Nice. Hint required. What did we miss? Is it because we maybe didn't talk to her at the beginning as much? We spoke to the poet, we spoke to the journalist, we got everything there, I think. We didn't speak to the man after we entered the door. I don't want to stop this, to be honest. Like, I want her to continue. But okay.
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
I like this one.
To read? That sounds like a business proposition.
Yes.
My accomplice, then.
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Trust her more than Swansea.
Nurse Crane. We have a deal.
So, there we go. This part of town is mine. Now we just need the wet boot boys. New citizens available to kill. In filled. Guess we didn't get any hints on him yet either. Yeah, we did get all of these. Wonder what we missed. Maybe we ought to cut off his head just to be safe. 'Cause I don't really trust that.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Yeah, that sounds good. What? Already trying to take over my terrain, are you? I think not. They kill the... Did they just kill all the wounded? Damn. Guess that's one way to stop the plague.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Christ! He's dead!
Yeah, the guns do really little damage. Maybe the shotguns do a lot.
He's dead!
See if we can speak to the old man.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Doc. If you want to talk to Doc...
We've not been
I am Darius.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius?
I'm her oldest friend in England.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you?
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothy.
Yeah, maybe we should have done this first.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius.
I know my days are numbered.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
But it's not the country I fought for.
Tell me everything you know.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel.
Who is she, really?
She's not from around here.
You say she has no close family.
Well, there's that awful poet.
Are you not worried?
She is as brave as she is.
Are you in love with Camellia?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many...
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine.
Goodbye, Mr.
Yeah, we still have investigate Darius Petrescu's actions. Didn't we just solve that? Okay, let's go back. Guess we have to. Even though the mission objective hasn't updated. And we can also finally level up with that delicious 4K XP. This cudgel seems kind of crazy strong though.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Delightful. We could level up first, but I think I first want to talk to Swansea, or whoever we end up talking to. Kobe Sheen, Vincent Sheen. Well, maybe we should have leveled up.
Burn it, boys!
Ooh, these guys are a lot tougher. Oh yeah, they're fast too. Not a fan of the fire. Yeah, swapping targets still doesn't work for me. That is quite annoying here. Because I would like to swap to the guy in the back now and then teleport to him. But I don't know how I'd do that. Yeah, I think in this case, especially being able to actually swap targets would have made that fight a lot more enjoyable. So if it's gonna be similar types of fights, then I will swap to the controller eventually. I don't know if it's just an issue I have or if the game in general has this. But it is strange. We got a weapon, I think. Can we just get another one of these? Oh, okay, a truncheon instead of a... Isn't this just straight up worse? Because it costs more stamina. That's it. Some shillings. A whole house for some shillings.
I cannot enter.
Not now. Please come back later.
Safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Wait, maybe he has new guns.
Good evening.
Good evening.
A shotgun?
I'd like...
Wise choice, Doc.
You do, Milton shotgun. 315. Oh, we already had this, right? Yeah, that's too much. That actually does a lot of damage, though. 300? That's double our mace. Our cudgel? Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I trust Crane more than this company.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade of compassion. Bravo. Very clever indeed.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
No need to apologize, my lady.
Oh, that's not
I
what
know exactly
I expected on that question.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway,
I meant to say I don't need to
concluded my inquiries
apologize because
concerning
I'm
your
right, but sure.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
I must confess I have not put an end to the blackmail, my lady. Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to do it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jonathan. I didn't expect this from you.
Lady Ashbury, you yourself admitted how ridiculous the sum of money was. I can assure you, it was all used for charitable ends.
Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you, Jonathan? All right, say I trust you, but you will still pay the ransom. That is only fair. After all, it was you who failed to bring this problem to a satisfactory conclusion.
I believe I could agree to that.
And since a lady always keeps her promises, I will now answer any questions you may have.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Handy.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
That doesn't explain anything. Okay. Am I a vampire? That's the 2 intelligence playthrough run.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So you're a vampire.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
Oh, they're not mindless.
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
That still doesn't explain anything, but okay.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
She clearly isn't. By the obvious fact that it wasn't a female voice. But still.
Excuse my forwardness, but...
He's not very bright.
Are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution. And I'm no fool.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Elder.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
Well, there goes our hopes and dreams for little sister being a vampire.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood.
Yeah,
Jonathan.
that didn't happen.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Will they all be friendly? Of course
Will they all
not.
be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
If it's politics, then there has to be some sort of society going on.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
I met some vampire hunters.
When I awoke, changed,
Congratulations, you.
I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain. More than likely, it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society. And like all the best ones, a secret society.
Once
They have seen better days.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years.
Things have gone from bad to worse here.
The Spanish flu has hit London that
Of course it did.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady.
That was
I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
a lot of exposition. Wonder if we actually get to meet a vampire society in that case. Then we definitely go back to Vampire the Masquerade. This lootable all along. Heavily burned, disfigured by a bomb during the war. Persistent nerve damage. Right, that's the guy we encountered. Light stamina serum. Nice.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu?
Interesting.
I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Yeah, let's level up. Finally. 5k XP. See what we can do with this. Can we level this up? Level 8 required. We could get some AoE. It might be useful. 250. Wait, how many slots have we used? All of them? Yeah. So we have to replace if we're gonna... I don't think... Spring doesn't really seem to do that much. Might replace that one. That upgrades to something better. Like, the damage is really low on this. It stuns, but we already have really good stun. So unfortunately, I think that one's just not very useful. The other one is stealth. Drain your stamina to fade into the shadows and become invisible to most enemies. Well, exit the shadows if you attack or dodge, or when your stamina is empty. Gain damage bonus when you leave. The fog. Able to dodge while using Shadow Veil. Well, you know, I guess we could experiment with a few things. Are we gonna increase this one? But, I think I want to level that up. That's really good. Yeah, let's level this one up. Then we're also... Okay, now we're level 8. Now we can level this up. Now we're level 10. Now we have an ultimate. That is actually a much better way to go. How much do these cost though? 1,000? Okay, I guess we're not quite going to experiment. I wanted to experiment with a few of these other abilities. But I'd rather get an ultimate. 600. This is 500? Yeah. As far as I can tell, there is not an in-game clock, no. Regarding the sun. That's all story-based when it does happen. So far, anyway. Rage. Some abilities are so powerful that even vampires fear them. Rage is one of them. The vampire loses control and unleashes the beast within to do their dirty work. The beast teleports itself on targets around them, striking with unfettered fury. Because of its dark nature, this type of ability cannot be used too often. Interesting. The beast teleports itself. Is that maybe what one of the bosses was doing to us? I wish these had videos. I could actually see them. Abyss. The vampire concentrates, summoning the shadows in their purest, darkest form. These shadows capture the vampire's prey and toys with it like a cat with a mouse. After a brief moment, the shadows strike, impaling their prey. 600 shadow. 200 damage. But this bounces around, right? This is a single target, I guess. And then we have Blood Cauldron. The vampire concentrates their power on one target and makes the victim's blood boil. Through this process, the vampire will regenerate and absorb part of the target's blood. The vampire will release their prey after a few seconds, leaving damaging blood cells within them. These cells will continue to impact their host before exploding after a short time. The blast will affect any living creature near the host. Ooh. This is blood damage as well, right? No, this is physical damage. I don't know if we ever get to a point where we can only increase things like blood and physical damage. In that case, Rage makes the most sense, considering we're going with claws more than anything else. I do want to see these though. I really wish there was a video. Well, I think this one's AoE, which I would like to have. This one is single target and AoE and healing. This one seems to be single target, but it probably does some AoE too. But it's mostly single target, I guess. The healing doesn't seem necessary because we do have autophagy. But it sounds cool. They all sound cool. Well, we'll go with Rage first. Also kind of looks like Venom or Carnage, so bonus points. The bite damage seems really bad, I gotta say. Abyss looked like it was single target CC. Yeah, it sounds like it. And I imagine there are things like specific damage increases. So I guess we're going for physical damage, ultimately. I do want to try the blood stuff a bit, though. Blood Cauldron. Don't really care about the bullets. The thirst seems not necessary right now either. More health. I would like more stamina. I think what we're gonna do... Well, how much is this? 50%? So it's doing what, 50 right now, I think? Seems pretty low, but we are biting a lot, so it is a damage increase. Because we're doing it a lot because it just seems really strong, because you get immunity during it, and you heal after, and you get some blood resource. So they all ignore you while you're biting their friends. They all respect that you have to take a little bit of a bite. I guess we'll just increase that. I think I'd rather do that than health. Yeah. Be better at biting. Well, now we're level 11 or 10. The following night. See what happened. Major district events. Every night the consequences of your actions may improve or degrade the district's health status. It can also be degraded due to disease spreading among citizens. The more lives you take, the unhealthier a district becomes. We haven't taken a single life yet. None that matter anyway. Utah police raids in Whitechapel. cheap flea-infested flat some shady landlord will agree to rent me right now. Prices and stocks of the merchants in district may have changed. We only see one place. Our mesmerized level is 2 here now. Interesting. No large drug stocks have been found, nor no crime lords arrested. The masquerade has only been planned as a desperate attempt to conceal the blatant incompetence of the Lord City Council's Board of Health. Whitechapel's coping with the disease much better than other parts of the city. Okay, I'll take it.